Hey, this is Life with Sean Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This video is about a woman leaving a guy at the bar. Let's watch the video.
All right, y'all. So this is probably gonna be in multiple parts, but I'm just trying to get y'all opinion on if I was wrong for leaving this man at the bar last night. I don't usually do this, but I just gotta see. I gotta see. I think when you hear it, I just want to know. So there was like some opinions on what probably happened, and I had the opinions of what I was thinking at the time, and I got thoughts on what I'm thinking now. So I met this man on a date nap or whatever, and he messaged me. His first message to me was actually asking me on a date, and he was asking me on a date that night. So I was like, oh, well, this is different. Like, I'm not used to, going on a date like right away. Usually got to take 5 months to get to dating stage. So he asked me on a date, and he wanted to go to dinner at first and then do like a bar with like a live band. But I was like, I have stuff to do. So I was like, well, I probably wouldn't be able to make that, but I might be able to meet you at like 7:38. So he was like, okay, cool. Well, just eat something light before. We'll just go to the bar and I'll make reservations after. We could just go somewhere after. Cool. So I meet him at the bar. It was a good time. The bar was super cute. The band was really good. They were like interacting with the crowd. The crowd was a good time. People was like singing and dancing. It was actually kind of cute. Like, he did a good job picking the place. Conversation was cool or whatever. Nothing like super exciting, but I was having a good time. I had 2.5 cocktails, so I didn't get to finish my third one. And he had 4. And after he finished his 4th one, he told me he had to go to the bathroom. He was coming back. So he left, went to the bathroom. I was talking to the girl beside me or whatever, and I was kind of like telling her, like, girl, this is my first date, whatever. And so we was kikiing or whatever. And he comes back and was like, well, I'm ready to go to the next spot. You trying to take me to the next spot? And I was like, well, I don't really know where to go. Like, I be in the house. So he was like, oh, well, I'm thinking we can go to XYZ. It's only about 10 minutes away from here. And I'm like, oh, I mean, okay, cool. Like, I was having a good time here. So I didn't really know why we had to leave. And we also had a seat. I love to sit down. And I had on some boots. So he was like, yeah, we could just go to the next spot or whatever. We can have a drink there. So I was telling him, like, well, I still haven't finished my drink yet. Because I had, I don't even remember what I had. I don't know. And he was like, oh, well, it's cool. We'll just get you another drink at the next spot. And so then when he pays for the tab, he like grabs the rest of my drink, which was like half empty at this point, and then chugs it. And he's like, are you ready to go? And I was like, okay, yeah, we can go. A little strange, but okay. Like, you ain't like, oh, you cool if I drink this? First of all, we just met. So to me, that was a little strange anyway. I mean, for me, I guess everybody ain't the same. Everybody don't do germs and don't do germs. I don't know people's germ things. But for me, I wouldn't have did it. But we walk out to the car. So mind you, remember that he had just came back from the bathroom less than 10 minutes ago. And he was the one who said he was ready to go. So we get up to leave. We walk outside. I think the walk to the car was about 45 seconds. So remember that. He just went to the bathroom. The walk was 45 seconds.
I don't know what his problem is, but there's something going on. Because why he went to the bathroom, came out, drank your drink, and then have the nerve to push you and like kind of like aggressively say, hey, you know what? We should go to the next place. Like, what is your intentions? That's what you got to be thinking about. All right, let's watch the next video.
All right, so we are leaving the bar. 45-second walk, about maybe a minute to the cars, because we walked out the parking lot. We parked outside the parking lot on the street because the parking lot was full. So when you come out of the parking lot, I'm like just to the left of the entrance of the parking lot, like the second car, and he's just to the right, like the 4th car. So he walks me down the car, and he was like, oh, well, first he thought I was riding with him, and I told him I wasn't. But then after going back and forth about that, he actually let me drive myself, because I don't know you. So I get in my car, so I put my, like the little location of my GPS or whatever, and then I pull out the parking spot, and because he was like right in front of me, like 4 cars ahead, I kind of just pull up like kind of near him so that we can kind of leave together. Why when I pull up to this car, this man is peeing inside his car door? Now mind you, part 1, we just left the bar 45 seconds ago. He had just went to the bathroom less than 10 minutes ago. And if you had to use the bathroom again, I'm not understanding why you didn't go before we left, or you didn't get to your car and be like, dang, I gotta pee again. Let me go back inside. This is my first interaction with you. I met you 2 hours ago. These are my first conversations with you. This is the first time me getting to know you. And you were like, it's cool. Let me just pee real quick. Like, I know men. I know y'all daddy is different. And y'all could just pee wherever y'all, whatever. But on a first date, after we just left a bar that had a fully functioning bathroom less than 45 seconds ago, and your like rationale was, let me just pee right here. And the way he was standing inside the car door, like the car door was open just enough so his body was in it. And then he was leaning kind of on the car, like halfway on the car, and then his other arm was like kind of holding the door open. I'm assuming he was holding his genitals because he was peeing. So I know the way he was standing, how close he was. He had to have gotten pee on either on his door or on the inside of his car, and I'm sure he got pee on his feet the way he was standing, because I could see the puddle of pee like pooling up around his feet because that's how I knew he was peeing. And I actually recorded a video. I'm not gonna post it, but I recorded a video because I was shocked, because I was like, I know this man is not peeing, and nobody's gonna believe me when I say that my date went to his car and peed at his car. And so, like, shortly after he finishes peeing or whatever, he gets in the car, and then he like look at me to like drive off like nothing ever happened. I'm thinking, I called mom and I was like, you would never just guess what happened. I don't know if I should go or if I should stay. And I'm thinking I should just go home. But also, I don't want to be like me. And I wouldn't want nobody to leave me at you tell me you meet me somewhere and you just drive off. I just think that's rude. And although I feel like the circumstances may have warranted it, but I didn't want to do that. And I also, just some of the things he was saying, I felt like if he knew that I was not going the direction he might have would have followed me. I can't confirm or deny because I just met the man 2 hours ago, but I wasn't taking a chance. So I told my mom, I was like, I don't know. He might follow me home. She gonna talk something the way you drive. You can't lose him. Okay, so you want me to be speeding through the... Mama, please. Sometimes she don't be helping, but whatever. I call her, so I guess I just gotta expect what I get. So we leave and drive off to the next place or whatever. The next place is about 17 minutes away. And so I'm gonna come back for that part.
Girl, he can't handle his drinking. Like, he over here peeing every 5 seconds. And then, mind you, he doing it in the car. He probably done this before and doesn't care. You know, some people just don't care doing something, like, in public. Like, if you hear somebody in the background, I'm talking about. So, anyways, the problem is that when people do things in public and they're by their car and they don't care, like, that's just normal to them, but it's weird to other people, you know that's a red flag for you. So, you know, you should have just left. You should have been like, you know, I'm starting to get a headache from the beer I had or whatever drink I ate, whatever. I think it's time for me to go. It's okay to just be like, you know, I want to bail out, because why are you going to all these places so far from each other and you live far? All right, let's watch the next video.
So we get to the place, which is about 16, 17 minutes away. We find parking. So it took us about 20 minutes altogether to get there. And the only thing I'm just keep thinking is in my mind that, what if he tried to touch me? Like, I don't know, maybe he got hand sanitizer in his car. Maybe he like sprayed his hands with some alcohol. Maybe he had some wipes or something. But I think just as a first meeting with somebody and a first interaction with them, and just me thinking of you touching yourself and then trying to touch me with those same hands. Like, these are like genitals that I haven't had near me, that I haven't decided if I want to touch yet myself. And you touching them and then touching me? Like, I understand that people don't be washing their hands anyway. So even if he did go to the bathroom, it's a high chance he might have to wash his hands. But just me knowing that that's when your hands were just at like on your sweaty balls, and then you gonna try to touch me when you see me in a few minutes. I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, oh Lord, how am I gonna get out of this? So we get to the next place, and he comes up to my door, pulling on my door handle. Like, I'm like, sir, chill, I'm about to get out the car. Like, we just got here. I got out the car, or whatever. He wants to like be all like touchy, feel, and I'm thinking like, all I could think in the back of my head, like, you was just holding your meat. You was just holding your meat. You was holding your meat. You probably had pee on your hands. You probably had pee on your hands. And I just could not get past the thought. And every time people try to, like, touch me, and I'd be like, no, I'm okay. Like, no, I'm good. Like, it's okay. How about we get to we going and you go to the bathroom and wash your hands, because, like, it's just one thing if I agree that I want to touch your genitals and we have that thing, and I'm thinking like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. But for me to voluntarily like have to touch them through like you I don't know. I didn't like it. So we go to the bar. As soon as we get into the bar, it had been about 20 minutes at this point, remember? He gets to the bar, and then he's talking to me or whatever. He talks to me, he got to pee again. So he goes to the bathroom again. Maybe he was going to wash his hands, which kudos to you, because you do need to wash your hands, okay? But then he went to the bathroom, but he probably had to pee again. But I just think, and when I'm looking back on it, like in hindsight, when I was thinking about it, like for him to only have had 4 drinks, and for him to have like that weak of a bladder that you pee before we left, you pee right in the parking lot like 10 minutes later. We came to the place you have to pee again. I don't really know how we got here. And he didn't seem like he had been drinking before he came. But like the person that I met 2 hours ago and the person that he was when we got to that second place was like a completely different person. And it didn't seem like somebody who was just drunk. And even if it was that he was just drunk, getting drunk on a first date is like a lot in itself for me at this age. Like if we were like in our early 20s, getting drunk, cool. That's still probably not for me, but I can understand it more versus in your 30s and you just meet somebody and my first impression of you is you being drunk to a point where you can't hold your liquor and you can't hold your pee and you just kind of being a little loose and sloppy. As a man, that don't sit well with me. Like I don't like no sloppy drunk man, especially when I just met you. I'm still trying to get to know if I like you or not, and I can't figure that out because of the way you're behaving. So, but I'm thinking, like, I just kept thinking, like, how did he get here off of 4.5? Because he had half of my third drink, and I had 2.5, and I wasn't like buzzed or tipsy, but I can drink. Not that I'm alcoholic, but I can have several cocktails and be good. And when I was mentioning it to people, like I was talking about it online on Threads or whatever, and somebody had said that he didn't go to the bathroom to pee that first time. He went to do a little, and then it all made sense. It all made sense after that because I just feel like the way he was when I met him and the way he was after he came out that bathroom was like a different person. Like he was way looser. He was singing along with the band. Like he wanted to get up and dance. Like his personality just like completely different. And then even like the fact that you know you just left the bar, but in your mind you thought it's cool for me to just have a potty break right here in my car door when I'm on a first date when she like literally right by. Like it all makes sense. And I don't know if that's what the man did when he was in the bathroom because I went in there with him and I ain't see nothing on his nose. I just know that the whole situation was weird. I don't know what people do in their spare time, but I know, yeah, that makes complete sense of why the date happened the way it happened. But he ended up being like really pushy at the bar and he was like mad at me because I didn't want to be like all over him or he kept trying to rub on me and stuff. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm kind of just like disturbed a little bit. So like, I'm cool with like talking or whatever, but you don't have to be all up on me. You know what I mean? Like, back up. So he didn't like that. So he got an attitude and then like turned his back on me at the bar. And because I guess he called himself getting mad at me. So I walked off and I left and went to my car and came home. It was fun, kind of at first. I mean, thank you for introducing me to a new spot. But he called me several times after that. He sent me some messages, but what y'all think? Was I wrong? Do y'all think it was in the bathroom? Or was he just drunk? Or y'all think he just can't hold his liquor as a grown man? He's almost 6 feet and 31 years old. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments.
Girl, we don't know if he was really doing rugs or not because, you didn't see his face. You didn't see if he was messing with his teeth. You don't know if he's messing with his nose. You don't know any of that because usually when men or anybody goes into the bathroom and they do that, what I've caught is that they're messing with their nose or they're messing with their teeth. Because, sometimes they rub it on their teeth. Sometimes they do it their nose, whatever. We don't know. But we don't know what he did when he was home. We don't know what he drank when he was home. We don't know anything. We don't know if he had a whole bunch of water. We don't know if he drank when he was at home. He pre-gamed before he went out. We don't know. So all I could say is that if you had just pumped the brakes the first place you went and said, hey, I don't think we're going to be able to go out, or when you was in the car and you felt you should have used your intuition. Women have intuition all the time, and you should have used yours because honestly, at the end of the day, if you don't feel comfortable, you shouldn't have went to the third bar. You should have stayed. You should have said, hey, you know what? It's a late night. I got to go to work tomorrow. Fib it out because it doesn't hurt to fib a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Say, hey, I have to work tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to the third bar, but, thank you for having me come out with you. But right now, I think I want to go home. And it's okay. Like, what he's doing, peeing out in public, people do it all the time. But it's how you do it and why, you know what I'm saying? But it's not appropriate. We get it. It's not appropriate. But, all right, well, guys, if you like what I said, comment below. If you have your own opinion on this video, comment below. And you know what? More videos are on the way. This is Life with Shauna Nay, and I'm out. Bye!